Rightio, hello everyone on the Punter Show. I start from down here. I'm going to walk up a little bit closer to make a point. A lot has been spoken about this track and how affected it was last week. The numbers just don't stack up to correlate with what people were saying. The reason I came down from there is, this is the section of track that is always going to be the worst. We're at Randwick, it is a low place, it is often damp. And when a place is damp, the lower that you are on the place, obviously the more damp it's going to be. Now, we're sort of at where the home turn turns into the straight. You're going to do more damage here naturally. You just put your foot down. If you walk in a straight line, not a lot of damage. You're a 500 kilogram horse with 4 feet that are digging machines, and you're coming around like that because you're getting a grip. There's going to be kickback. So we're at the lowest point of the track. We are on horses that are turning and doing sideways damage to it. It's going to be a bit of kickback. It doesn't mean the other 2,000 metres of this circumference is rain affected. That's no good. But anyway, we move on to this track, and we've just had a chat with Blake Shin a little bit down there. Aaron, if you just show the group down there, yeah, those little dots down there, a couple of 100 metres away. It's Blake, Navesh and Lindsay and one of the tracking staff. They're having a look at the track. Now, the rail has been moved out 6 metres, so we're now basically where we would be traditionally. This is the lane about here as we swing around. We're about 1 metre off the fence. So what I think the riders will do is they will come off the fence, and the reason being they'll probably come off the fence a little bit more. They'll still be in the lane, but cosmetically, as we get down a bit further, you'll see that this is where a lot of the runners were, and there is damage to the track. In my experience, that doesn't mean anything. If anything, it makes that ground faster because it's compacted. We saw at Rose Hill on the most recent day, wasn't it, when the rail was out 5 metres, and people would say, oh, it was going to be no good near the fence because there was a lot of damage to the track. Bullshit. It was on fire on the fence. Sometimes it can happen if it's to a varying degree and there's water involved in it, but we shouldn't have any water involved in it. We should get away without any real significant rain between now and stumps on Saturday. And when I say now, this is Friday afternoon. So if you can get it, I don't know if it'll come up on the camera, Aaron, if you come over here a little bit. This is where I am here, probably about, as you can see, probably about the edge of the lane. Just don't want to be in there. It's not diabolical there by any stretch of the imagination, but it's here. But if you can see, as you just show the scuff marks there, if you come to here, now this is pretty clean. This is clean ground. So I think the jockeys will probably think this is the best ground, this is the clean ground. So they will come off the fence a bit. Now, that's fine for those that are coming off, but as we saw last week, if you come to here, you're out of play. It's no good. So you're going into no man's zone there. So you need to be from there to there, and if you naturally swing out, you're out here in no man's zone. Where you want to be, and is a big chance tomorrow with 14, 15 horse fields, is here. This is pure flat ground for one, and you can really feel it here, how it's flat. The rest of the course is cambered, which is great for the bend. This really does flatten out, and as you can imagine, again, a 500 kilogram horse running on flat ground is such an important thing, and it's also drier, and the grass also isn't as thick. It's compacted, it's thicker. This is worth 3 lengths faster than what the lane is in the inside, and the lane is 3 lengths faster than the ground either side of it. As I said, the fence is no worse than the ground on the other side of the lane. You don't have to spend any money to get to the fence. So getting to the outside of the lane is a silly play mathematically. Maybe a half a length, not a bad, a length maybe not as bad, but you're spending 3 to get there. Don't want to be in that no man's zone, giving up ground to get there. So it comes down to how the surface is. As I said, there's going to be patches of the track. It's a 2,000 metre by 30 or 40 metre paddock. There's going to be patches that aren't as consistent. Generally speaking, as I said, Blake Shin, who's a good reader of tracks, said a 5. I said to Aaron an old dead, which is a 4 to 5. That's where we're at. Probably not going to dry out all that much. It's you know, the weather's going to stay like this, a bit murky, get better as it was as we go on. There is a chance of a little bit more rain, I suppose, but if we don't get anything, we're going to be 4 or 5. as long as, and it should play great as long as the riders let it play great and don't jump out, take hold, scoot too wide or whatever. It should play perfectly. Good thing is Blake Shin, you know, he keeps himself a bit when it comes to the jockeys and whatever, but hopefully that gets out there and they just come around the bend, have 1 or 2 horses off, which is great because it gives the horse on the inside a chance to get up as well too. So it should play great. Should have played okay last week, but it didn't. Anyway, that's the RWtrack. Most winners will come from the lane. I'd be surprised if a winner, at least, doesn't come down there. And if one does come down there early in the day, then it can be then the overcompensation to race to the outside. But all in all, the track's in great order. We'll put the boot in when required, but this track doesn't need the boot to be required. And remember too, the big point about this track is the track staff here are working with an absolute pathetic design of it where it was dug up before, and they designed this track here, which gets as much rainfall as just about any racetrack in Australia. They designed it for a desert to maintain water. So ever since it was redesigned and ever since they dug up the track, they can only do the best they can. And as far as Randwick is, for day 2 of the carnival, the conditions we got, there's no problems. Enjoy it.